All right, we back live. Can you hear me? All right. So you can send Keith the link, see if he want to jump back on. I don't know if he doing something. I don't know. Check him out. Make sure he want to get back on. See, see if you can turn the music down. There you go. So the Eagles got Makuba, man. Philadelphia Eagles got Andrew Makuba. That is crazy. The Eagles are building a Death Star. That's amazing. Yep. So is the running back still there? Caleb Johnson. All right, we got
the wrong way? Are you posing the way that you probably would either way? These are some future.
the Giants,
There it is.
then the
I
Chiefs.
wish we could. Can you
This
take
is
the wide shot,
this is
Chris?
How
going
did the
on
Chiefs get
Instagram
get the
There's
immediately.
second
James
pick in
just
the
keeping
third
the
round?
vibes in here. He does this once a draft. He comes and does us a service,
We
takes some
appreciate
photos
it.
for us. They're always
Thank you, Mr.
great.
James. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, James. James is a legend. Some of the best photos you've ever seen from the
Absolutely.
Dallas Cowboys come from his camera throughout. So, smile for the cameras. It's, of course, the start of the round. That's hilarious. So this is your first time in here, and now you're taking some photos.
I'm a professional, Kyle.
You are.
I am a
So
professional.
Vach
Yes.
Vach is hanging with the big bros.
I, I, it's been incredible having you on the program. It really has been. And I know every year we rotate so many different talented individuals, and we have such a rich history of people that have been on this show
So
previously
you
that have
back with
left a
us,
legacy.
Keith?
You're going to be the next one to do that. And it's
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Turn your TV down a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, the Eagles got Andrew Makuba.
Yeah, good players, solid safety. Just gonna make they picking up defensive players. They defense is gonna be solid again.
Yeah, man, they building a war machine. We gotta,
They just know how
Steven.
to draft. See, they draft to add to what they already have.
Yeah, and they don't reach. They don't do goofy stuff like this
Yeah.
23 and 24 draft we had. It's got us behind the eight ball. I was talking today. Just think about this. So instead of taking Mozzie, the Cowboys in that draft, they wanted a tight end, and Buffalo jumped ahead of them to take Kincaid. So they took Mozzie. They could have just took Sam Laporta. Now Sam Laporta went in the second round, like at the top of the second round. So they could have just took Sam Laporta instead of Mozzie. And then in the second round, instead of taking Schoon, they could have taken Devin Achan, the running back that went to Miami.
Yeah.
So we could have him right now. And then when they drafted Guyton, they should have drafted Xavier Worthy, the receiver from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go back and look at that second round when they took Nealon, but they left better players on the board. And what the Eagles, the Chiefs, the 49ers are doing, they just taking these players. They ain't messing around. So that's what
So
happens. And now we in a deficit with the receiver and running back.
yeah, and I was looking at the running backs. Uh, Only people you got left is the one that I like is the running back from Iowa. Dalen Simpson is still out there. Caleb Johnson.
So the Giants took Darius Alexander. That was a player that I thought we was gonna take in the second round. So that's a good player. Then KC took Aston Gillette. I'm not familiar with him. So now the Browns are back on the clock. Then the Raiders. So
Yeah.
Shador,
Two teams that could take him. See what happens.
yeah, he got to go again. If he doesn't go here, now the Saints are back up in 71. The Saints was a team that I thought was actually I had thoughts that the Saints would take Shador in the first round myself.
Yeah.
So this is where he gonna go. And if he end up going to Cleveland or the Raiders right here in the third round, like I said, it's gonna work out for him. He done lost a lot of money,
Yeah.
but
He lost a ton of money.
he gonna get it all back if he become the starting quarterback. And they got to look at it like they probably didn't want to go to Cleveland, but they gonna that's what you have to do right now. And they gonna have a good team. They building a team. They building a great team.
So yeah, we got
Let's see who the Browns got.
Julian got homework.
Yeah, he doing his work. Yeah, hold on one sec. All right. Yeah. So this is gonna be Shador. Has to be one coming up.
Hope so. Or the Raiders. So I think these running backs gonna start coming off the board. They
Well,
sitting
I mean,
pat.
it's gonna be some good running backs still left, no matter what. They if they want to take a running back right here, I mean, honestly, when we looked at the running backs, they can get two running backs in the fifth round, and they're gonna be good backs. So they ain't gotta take a back right here. But if Johnson is there, I think you gotta hit that pick. But now, what's gonna hurt them? They ain't got a fourth round pick,
Right.
and that's why they trying to push this Mingo thing. They gon' That's the other thing that they do when they do something like that. They ain't gonna back off. They gonna just That's what they do.
So Cleveland took Harold Fannin.
Ah man, I like Harold Fanta. I would have liked that pick for Dallas.
Yeah, he good. I like him too. Solid tight end.
I would that would have been a nice pick for us.
Cause these tight ends we got. This dude here is real nice. I thought he would have went in the first round, early second. They like you say, but boy, this Shador thing is crazy. Oh yeah, this boy nice. So let's see. Hmm. Boy, boy, boy.
They showing Fanta.
Mm-mm. No, I was just saying the Raiders pick.
Oh, they on the clock.
Yeah, they took a linebacker, a cornerback for Iowa State.
Yeah, I would have man. They could have took Harold Fannin if he had made it. Then you could come back and get your running backs. That would have been a good draft.
Yeah. So I don't know what they looking at. Running back, wide receiver. Let's see. Isaiah Bond is still out there for his receiver.
What you think about Bond?
He's decent. He's like you say, he another Michael Gallup. He's one of those type of players. Got good speed. He can definitely fly, but
Yeah, during that combine, he was putting out there what he was gonna run, and all them guys ended up running faster than him.
he had that ankle sprain. I'm pretty sure he done got over that. He kind of remind you of, like I say, he can stretch a defense. I guess that's what you need, but he can definitely blow by you.
Kyle Williams.
Yeah,
A lot of people like him.
let's see, go back. New England having a decent draft.
Yeah, yeah, they gonna play. They gonna play
Now
hard
you
football.
now that Sabian Williams guy is still out there. Got five picks.
Yeah, if you hit the running back or Savion right here, that'll be a good pick. But Savion is, he's gonna be a project now. He's a baller now. He's a you know he's kind of like Cavante Turpin. He's just a bigger guy. They line him up in the backfield a lot.
Yeah,
He just got to work on his hands.
6'4".
Yeah, he's with the ball in his hands. I gotta plug my computer up. Hold on. All right. So who got
Uh,
taken? Who got taken?
Isaac Tesla, Arkansas. I think that's second receiver they done took. I don't think they think they gonna be able to sign Williams.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna refresh my screen. Keith, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant.
So we're talking about Mr. Irrelevant.
Kiwa. So New
Well,
Orleans,
think, think that's gonna be Shador.
I don't know the way it's looking.
Wait, so the Raiders had the Raiders pick,
Yeah,
so they didn't take him.
no.
Who did they take?
Uh, the Raiders took that corner out of Iowa State,
Darian Porter.
Darian Porter.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can hear you good.
All right. So the Saints is the next spot for Shador if he's gonna go.
Yeah, after this like I don't see nobody. Jets, Jets is a possibility.
Aaron Glenn, he's kind of like the Bill Parcells type. He just,
You don't
he
like the
ain't.
flashiness.
No, he ain't feeling all that. Now I don't like their quarterback. Julian likes him. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
old boy from Pittsburgh, what's his name?
yeah, I've never liked him.
Yeah, he ain't.
Shador is better than him.
Yeah, definitely.
Jules really likes him, but I ain't never been a fan.
Let's see.
Yeah, what Jerry gonna have to do, man? They gonna have to sit back, and they should already know this. They should be able to look at what the Eagles are doing. The Lions smoked us last year. They got to just sit back and they got to say to themselves, "You don't have enough firepower to beat these teams.
Mm-mm.
You're not doing it with just CD and Dak, and you're just not."
No,
And I
you
don't
don't.
understand why they don't understand. I don't understand how they don't see that.
That's all you have right now is Dak and CD on offense.
And I was saying today with some people that I chat with, if CD, you know, we ain't talking about CD missing the whole season, whatever. We're talking about what if CD just pulls a hamstring or a groin and he misses 3 games? You're not gonna be able to do nothing.
Hmm. Yeah. So Xavier Watts is still there for the Cowboys.
That'll
The
be a good
receiver,
pick.
receiver from TCU. And
Caleb
you got
Johnson.
Caleb Johnson. Yeah.
They showing the war room.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it in the background.
Now somebody is saying that Pittsburgh is. Are they still? Are they down there?
You say what now?
Somebody is saying the Steelers are down at 83. So that might be. That'll be like Pittsburgh to get him in round 3.
Yeah. So New
Should
Orleans Saints just took a defensive tackle. I like this kid here for the middle. He's pretty good. I like him.
Vernon Broughton, yeah, from Texas.
Yeah, he was nice. Real physical guy. I would like to see Cowboys get him too.
Yeah, I think the way this is kind of shaping up, they're gonna have to make some moves. I don't know, with some more signings, or they ain't got nothing to trade with. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Jets on the clock. So y'all got little jewels.
No, not tonight. He'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Kyra's be here tomorrow sometime. Thought she'd be here today. Three picks. Jets friends are depressing.
I think a lot of people talk about the Cowboy fans, and when we be dealing with the New York Jets and the New York Knicks fans, I think they worse.
Oh yeah. Florida State.
So,
They
Bonye
need.
Thomas' brother got drafted. Yep, I liked him too. He would have been a good pick for us.
So Denver 49ers and then us. Aaron Glenn. See what old Aaron Glenn do down there in New York.
Yeah, hoping he get ready to put
Norris
his
Washington.
program in.
Devin and real good friends.
It's a friend of y'all's.
Yeah. She went to Kimball.
Now he's from Texas. Where is he from?
I think he from where is he from? Oh, he went. He's from Houston somewhere.
Yeah,
Port Arthur.
might be.
I think
He
it's
went
Port Arthur is where he's from.
he went to A&M.
Yeah, I think it's Port Arthur. Man, this is crazy what's going on with this dude, man.
Well, the Steelers coming up. This will be genius on their part to just wait and pick him in the third round. But it also depends on Aaron Rodgers. There's some rumors that Aaron Rodgers is still signing with them. But so if Aaron Rodgers is signing with them, then they won't take him. So if they take Shadur, that's a good indication that they're not signing Rodgers. I thought that was going to be the case in the first and second round.
Man, Aaron Rodgers, what gonna give you one good year?
He ain't gonna give you that.
Well, yeah, I'm saying a year and he be done.
In that division, he probably just get knocked out after game 4 or 5 when they play the Ravens or you know. Then he ain't trying to get that kind of smoke. He don't. You know what I noticed about him too in the last few years? He don't really want to play in the cold anymore.
Yeah.
Cause the Packers they had like two or three NFC Championship games or playoff games in Green Bay. You could just tell he didn't want to be out there. It was too cold.
Yeah. I don't think he want to play no more. Period. Really. I don't think. I really just don't think he want to play. If he really wanted to play, he done signed somewhere by now. He waiting for training camp to be over with.
So they doing a lot of. So they don't slow these rounds down. They just trying to get advertising in.
Yeah.
I was convinced they was gonna get a fourth round pick out of this trade down some kind of way, but they never did. So they got the war room. It's a little activity in there. They high fiving now. So they got whoever they want to get. Who I'm trying to see what coach done came in the room.
Yeah, I really can't see.
Uh, so people are talking about this Sharon Rivell, the corner. He's a corner that was supposed to be in the first round, but he got hurt. So man, if they pass on a running back again, okay, it's running backs in the fifth round that we can get. So I mean, Sharon Rivell, he's a good player. He got hurt. He would have been a first round pick.
Mm-hmm. East Carolina.
Yeah. Let me see where Tankathon had him. So Sharon had, I mean Sharon. So Tankathon had him as a 42nd ranked player. So if they get him right here, it's a good pick.
Pretty long guy. Got
Let me see. That's what people were saying.
recovering from a torn ACL. I don't know about these. I don't like drafting these players that's been injured. It's just me. He long. He got some height on him.
So they done already. They up celebrating in the war room. So on Cowboys.com, they think it's Rebel too.
Yeah, that's who they got.
Yep, that's what they took. Now he's a good player, Keith. If he healthy. So you watching him?
Yeah,
So
like you say, hopefully.
Julian put his footage up on the screen.
Hopefully he can be healthy. That's the only thing. With Jerry.
Yeah,
What's Jerry doing?
yeah. We kind of thought they might actually take him in the second round. So when we did our mock drafts, he's somebody that we very familiar with, and he was here. They did two or three. Make the screen bigger, Julian. They did a he did a lot of they did he was here, uh, but and their doctor did the surgery on him as they always say. But yeah, the vid
Cowboys
yeah
doctor.
yeah you know how they do that. So Julian, the video is kind of choppy. You probably want to go somewhere else and get it. You can take it down, but yeah. So Tankathon, they had him ranked 42. So they gonna go running back. They got to go running. They really got to go running back with they two fifth round picks, and they'll be all right. I mean, it's gonna be running backs there. The running backs go all the way to the sixth round. Jaden Blue from Texas,
Yeah.
he gonna be there in the fifth.
Yeah, you got Jaden Blue, you got NTN,
I'm not a fan of ATN,
you know.
Dylan Sampson, but now obviously we got to go through the fourth round, but it'll be backs there in the fifth.
Let's see.
What's up, Junior?
Who was that? June Brewster.
Junior Brewster. Yeah, that video is choppy, Jules. So you might, Julian, just go to Tankathon and pull him up.
Houston Texans on the clock.
So now you need your 4th round pick back, and you could have got in the 4th round. You could have got a receiver that's better than Mingo,
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
or you could have just got your running back.
That's gone.
Okay, so he said he was on Tankathon.
Let's see. This dude gonna man. He gonna slide all the way to the. Might not. Way it's looking. The way these folks are playing games, he might not even. He might be a free agent.
Well, Pittsburgh is the next shot.
Let's see.
If Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh is how many? What they got coming up in 3 picks?
if the
20.
Steelers don't take him, that just means that they signing Aaron Rodgers. But it's gonna be the same teams. It's gonna be Cleveland, the Raiders, or Pittsburgh. That's where he's gonna go.
What about Tampa?
Tampa will be a good spot, but
Then the Rams coming back up.
I think the Rams will be an underrated. I mean, the Rams. I mean, it's just
Who in,
all about the head coach and the
who in Seattle?
Seattle has. Uh, he was with the Vikings last year. What was his name?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
They signed him to a big contract. But yeah, Tampa would be, but they ain't trying to do nothing to put Baker in a uncomfortable situation. I still think the Saints, to me, the Saints, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Steelers.
Well, the Raiders got two back-to-back picks, and later
Now,
in this round.
one thing we got to talk about is Julian was really high on Jalen Milrow. Jalen Milrow hasn't been drafted either. So the Raiders, they like Jalen Milrow. Matter of fact, the Steelers like Jalen Milrow too.
I
So,
don't. I don't like him.
well, yeah.
I mean, he can run. He got the athletic ability, but I
Yeah,
don't. I
Julian
don't.
really high on him. I like him. I like him. Right here, he's perfect. You're in the 3rd round. Yeah, I'm listening to .com. I mean, Revel is a good pick if he's healthy. Yeah, the injury. Yeah, I mean, so NickHarris.com is talking about Ravel. He's just talking about a corner. That is one of the hardest positions to play coming off that kind of injury.
Yeah, that concerns me.
Yeah. I mean, I would have just taken Caleb Johnson right there or
Yeah.
Savion.
Or Savion. Yeah, I would have. That's why I say, Lee.
Yeah. It's what
I
they
ain't
it's what
liking.
they do.
I ain't liking that pick. Not right there. Hopefully he pans out.
Man, they on the Jonathan Mingo train. That's what they do, man. Everybody knew when they took that when they traded for that player. Now keep in mind, Jonathan Mingo, he was gonna get cut. He wasn't even playing in Carolina. They had a rookie and another guy playing in front of him, and you traded a fourth round pick. So you done traded that fourth round pick for Mingo. You ain't got a fourth, and it's good players on the board that you could pick.
Just craziness.
So you got no receiver, no running backs, and you don't have a fourth.
General manager for what? Ridiculous.
And keep in mind, they traded a fourth round pick for quarterback. He never started, ain't even on the team no more.
Right. Another bad decision.
All right, let's see what they saying on Twitter.
Cincinnati, Tennessee. I like the music in the background.
Our music?
Yeah, is that y'all's?
Yeah, I can't hear it that good. I'm surprised you can hear it. But
Yeah. Bengals. Pittsburgh's coming up.
y- I'm willing to bet if Azrael Thomas had been there, Wanye Thomas brother, I think they would have took him. The corner.
The corner.
Yeah, he went to the Jets. I think the Cowboys would have took him instead of Ravel.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Well, we don't have a fourth round. We got several fifth rounds, I think.
We have two.
Oh.
They traded a couple of them.
Mm. Yeah, that fourth round gonna hurt unless they jump up. I don't know what they could get back in there, but nothing really.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Ravel, if he, that's the other thing they do. They take these guys and they rush them onto the field. I mean, I don't even know if him playing. Man, that's a tough injury for a corner.
Let's see. So we need running backs, another
You,
receiver.
well, you're not getting a receiver. You're going. You can in the fifth round. You're going to have to take two running backs, and they both will be able to play, and you're going to need them. So we had Jaden Blue. We had the running back from SMU. Um, there's a couple of other backs. They gonna be there. Yeah, the receiver. I say what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to get Amari Cooper, get him into shape. I don't think he in shape. I don't think he want to play in the cold either. Get him in, let him hook up with Dak.
Amari Cooper want to still play football. That's the thing with him.
Yeah, do he want to play? And then Keenan Allen is the other guy who I like a lot, but in a 17 game season, he gonna play like 11 games. He gonna miss six.
Yeah.
But when he play, he balls now. But that's what they got to do. But the way they do this though, they may not do anything with receiver. They can just say, "Hey, we just rolling with it," and that's you asking for trouble.
So Bond, Williams,
If you had your fourth round pick, you could probably get Bond or Savion.
let's see.
So the Steelers getting close.
Yeah, they got the next pick.
What they showing?
Kevin Winston.
Yeah, I thought I thought Ravel last night would have been like a second round option.
Lynn Swan.
He finna announce Shador.
We'll see.
Wow,
Caleb Johnson gone.
man, these teams, man, they just taking good players. The Eagles, the Steelers, the Ravens, just over and over and over. We see it every year. That's a hell of a pick for them in the third round. That's a tremendous pick. And Schottenheimer, he talk about the physicality. You drafted Booker. That's the pick. That's the player you take right there.
Yeah.
Man, that's like a heck of a pick.
Now, like I say, the Raiders, Cleveland. Cleveland is there. The Raiders twice. The Rams is coming up as well. Yeah. Well, shoot, man, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta go to work in the morning.
Okay, I'm gonna drop off too here, and I'm finna drop off. Appreciate you checking in and dropping in, man. We'll have you back on. Appreciate you joining. And
Yeah, it
I
was a good time.
yeah, I'll hit you tomorrow and we'll catch up.
Okay.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right. See y'all later.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you too.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and wrap up?
Yeah, we can go ahead and wrap. So, what you think about Ravel? Saw the Steelers got Caleb Johnson. Just
Yeah. I mean, my thing is just these other teams. They take the players that we should be taking. Now, Ravel, you know, question mark. If he's good, if he's healthy, he gonna be good. He gonna be good. But
with the ACL, that's a tough injury to come back and play like year one when you're a rookie. It's not a good. Now I think Azariah Thomas went a few picks earlier. You think that would have been the pick?
absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
So
but you should. No, the pick should have been Caleb Johnson. That's who you picked.
yeah, it's just bizarre.
Yeah. So I mean, like the picks that they pick are good picks. From round one, two, and three, they are solid picks. They're great picks. They'll probably have us having an A draft. But
Well,
these,
no,
but the
Ravel, I push back on Ravel. He's the one. I think It was just you had better options there.
I think that's the thing. I think that's the case all the way around. You had better options in the second round. You had better options in the third round. You could have took other players that we needed more. You could have took weapons that we needed
Now,
that were
what did you
better.
think about the second round pick?
We should have got a weapon. You know, it was still receivers on the board. It was still running backs on the board. I would have took Caleb Johnson ties instead. It was still running backs on the board. It was still receivers on the board. This they had one thing to do and one thing only. That was come out at the top of this draft weapon. So
Yeah,
they didn't do
Caleb
it. I mean,
Johnson. If Caleb Johnson fell to the third round, you don't
and you,
take him, and you let the Steelers get him.
that's incredible. That's incredible. It's just inept. It's just really it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just like I'm trying to figure out what are they thinking that our offense is going to be able to do.
Oh, it ain't hard to figure out. They've been doing this. This is their. People keep talking about the culture of the Cowboys. This is their culture. What they do is they don't participate in free agency and they brag about it. Then when they get in the draft, they outthink the room. They just do goofy stuff.
That's why
And
Will McClay is not good for our organization.
a lot of
Now,
people they just Will McClay is like untouchable around here. I don't get it.
me neither. Let me tell you what they just did. What they did with this draft. They just drafted two possible Pro Bowlers, All Pros. That's gonna go to Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl and All Pro and leave with no championship because they didn't draft a running back in the. That's what they do. See, they drafted guys like Tyler Smith and Zach Martin, but they do the same thing every other year. They draft those type of players, but then when they're supposed to draft the talent to go with those players, they don't do that. They draft some great players. Now, so what you did was you drafted this draft right here so far. You're drafting great players, but you're not building a good team. That's what
I
you're.
think Ravel could Ravel without the injury, but that's a significant injury that he has.
So I guess Josh Butler is not good no more.
Well,
I
Josh
guess
Butler's coming off of ACL.
so. I guess the guy that you
Ao played good.
so I guess the receiver. I mean, I guess the cornerback that you drafted in the second round. I guess he's just not gonna
And
play.
we ain't even talking about Diggs.
And I guess Diggs is just healthy as an ox.
Well, no, I guess Diggs is not playing.
Man, so it's just like to me, it's just like I don't understand.
And
To me,
you gotta also remember you wasted the pick on Kalen Carson's is not looking good.
that's what I
Nealon, where is Nealon gonna play?
you got to think about it too. Eberflus, he does this Rod Marinelli thing where they have waves and waves, rotations of players. You remember when we had Rod Marinelli, you be like, these two guys be playing on snap one, then on snap two, it'd be two more guys. Then on snap three, it'd be two more guys. Then on snap four, and then they always getting in. When they play against Aaron Rodgers, they getting penalties because they running off the field. And it's just like
Yep.
this that's Eberflus.
Well, they
That's
also
Eberflus.
getting smoked because they running the field and the Shanahan offense is trapping them, just running behind them where the gap they supposed to be in.
And then so, like I said, man, they don't know how to build a team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any other franchise, I mean, it's just so annoying. And what the Cowboys do is they just say, "Huh, that's a good player.
And
Let's
then we
draft."
did all these mock drafts, and all the players that we did in the mocks, the other teams are picking them.
I told you. Listen, we knew that was gonna happen. We knew that we was gonna draft. We was gonna build a Death Star with our drafts, and all of the players that we selected were there for them to take, and they passed on them and picked somebody else that we never, ever, ever took. We never, ever took those players that they took in the second, third round. We never even
It's
took.
the third year in a row.
We never took none of them, and no other podcasters did either. Nobody. I never seen nobody take Siobhan. I never seen nobody take the guy from in the second round. I didn't never see that.
Yeah.
So and then like I said, so they had a good draft when you draft
Yeah.
when you based it based off of the players that they picked. But does this draft fit our team where we're at right now as a team? It does not.
And as we demonstrated, we got backs in the fifth round, so they can double dip at running back in the fifth. But they so goofy. They'll take one back in the fifth, and then they'll come back in the fifth round. It'll be another back there, and they'll come up with somebody that we ain't even talked about when they need to
Dude,
take two backs.
dude, I give you one better. They'll in the fifth round they'll take a receiver that we ain't never heard. They won't even
Well,
take a back.
it'll be a receiver we've heard of, but he's like way,
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
now,
They'll
and
take.
we ain't even talking about right now. You need your fourth, but you don't have it.
It's just the way they don't know how to build a team. You know what I think? I think Shotty. If I was just thinking to myself, Shotty's probably pissed.
I don't know about that.
I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, what are y'all? You know, I can see that because it's just like I would be pissed off. It's
I
just
think
like,
if Shotty wanted some of these players,
all right,
he
there
would.
goes
He would.
Savion.
Somebody took Savion.
Yeah, that's what I said. There goes Savion. Well, like I said, man, they picked some good players, but they didn't build a team properly. There's no way that in this draft you're supposed to come out of the first three rounds without a receiver and a running back. They did both.
Yeah, I think
They could have took
Donovan.
Warren. They could have took Johnson. They could have took. I mean, you can just name the receivers. They could have took anybody. They just didn't. And
Yeah,
they gonna go
Caleb Johnson passing on him. That's inexplicable.
inexplicable. And then I tell you what's gonna happen tomorrow. They're gonna pass Isaiah Bond. Then they're
Well, they're
gonna
not
pass.
drafting tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, they are drafting. They got two fifth round picks. So the rest of the draft is done on Saturday. But yeah, but Isaiah Bond, they would have been able to get him in the fourth, but he's not going to be there in the fifth.
Well, we need to stop saying that they would have been able to get him because they're passing on these players.
Yeah,
They would have been
Isaiah Bond will go to the Eagles
right, right. They're passing on these players
or
for
the 49ers.
I don't understand. Like, why are they passing on weapons year after year after year?
Just
And then
don't know
our
how to,
offense,
they just don't know how to build a team.
then our offense doesn't have you know our offense just
And
doesn't on.
look, let me tell you something right now. I'm watching CD on our screen right here. You are not going to be able to go and play the Eagles. We play Green Bay this year. We play Green Bay. You're not going to be able to beat these teams with that Dak and CD. It's not happening.
Mm,
And Jake and Ferguson.
mm. No, you're not. You're not. You're not gonna be able to beat any team. And it's gonna be a direct. What did you say? Oh, the Packers drafted TCU. So the Packers got Savion Williams and Golden. They finna smoke us.
The Packers got Savion?
Yes, they
Wow.
did what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. We're going to be playing Golden and Savion.
And getting toe up.
Yeah, all these teams, the Packers, the Niners, the Eagles, everybody we took in these mock drafts, they taking them.
Back to back. They got Golden and Savion. We ain't doing none of it. No, to me, like I said, to me, it's despicable. I don't like. I don't like it. The fact that they got good players, but they didn't get weapons. To me, it's just like they don't understand how football works. They don't understand how football works. What this draft was about to them was just sitting up on that stage, making comments, making people. They not trying to win. They ain't trying to win. And then remember what you said? What they was gonna say? Well, we tried to get a running back, but the guy he just wasn't there. I did 100. I did 100 drafts. I never ever picked that. So it's just man. Like I said, I'm really ready to log off. I got
Yeah, we
work.
can go ahead and log off
So we'll be on tomorrow. Everybody, salute to everybody
tomorrow
that
night.
tomorrow night. Salute to everybody that came on and supported us during this draft show. We appreciate it. And yeah, so Cowboys, this is an interesting draft. I mean, I'm not impressed. Interesting draft to say the least. They got good players. We didn't get our weapons. I don't know what to say. So we'll see
Yeah.
y'all tomorrow, and yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. So y'all, everybody have a safe night.
Peace.